Hello guys. Welcome to a new video in which I am going to be ranking all of the Legends of Tomorrow team members by power. I would appreciate it if you like and subscribe for more content like this. Now let's get into it. So first off, we have the weak tier. It's just kinda the below average powered characters. First we have Gary. Gary is often quite a liability. He isn't really strong in the non-superpower sense. It's not like he has any combat skills. He is usually rather timid. He has no powers apart from a small amount of magic. Most of the time, the magic doesn't work, backfires, or he is reluctant to do it. In the future we could see him move up to average or strong, since he is Constantine's apprentice after all. So the next character in the weak tier is Lita. We haven't seen her do anything I deem powerful in the small amount of episodes she has been in since Zari, not Zari. She has only really been in the social and relationship aspects of the show so far. We know she doesn't have any powers. In my opinion, she probably is not an expert in any form of martial arts like Sarah, as she instantly pulled out mace instead of performing martial arts when she felt threatened at the beginning of Shipbroken. Next season, we could see her join in on more missions, showcasing what she can do, but until then, she is in weak tier. Now we move up to the average tier. First, we have Carter Hall, also known as Hawkman. I just need to acknowledge that I haven't just put him here because I, and many others dislike him. I don't mind him if I'm being honest. I don't think he is as bad as everyone makes out. I've put him in that tier, as he died very early on. He wasn't much used to the team and didn't have too many remarkable powers apart from flight. After that, we also have Kendra Saunders, also known as Hawk Girl. For pretty much the same points as Hawkman, I put her in average tier. She has the same powers. The only difference is that she didn't die early on like Carter. Moving on to the strong tier, we have Astral Oak, one of the new additions to the team. In Hell, she seems like a very powerful figure. If I based this off that, she would be in the next tier up. Out of Hell, she still has her badassery. She is still a strong menacing individual. She just doesn't have the same power that she has over the citizens of Hell. Next, we have Ava Sharpe. Similarly to Astra, she was high up in the Time Bureau, giving her a very good amount of power within that. In Season 4, we saw her using her resources there to help the Legends on a few occasions. But without that she is just quite a skilled combatant, just not skilled enough to be more powerful than some of the team's meta-humans. The third and final team member in the strong tier is Rip Hunter. He is pretty similar to Astra. High positions. Skilled in combat. Not enough to outclass some of the metas. Now, on to the powerful tier. The first legend in the powerful tier is Zari. Both of them count. I'll throw Barad in here too, since they are pretty much the same in terms of what powers they have. Zari 1.0 has been around the longest of the three, with Barad also being around the same amount of time in the current timeline. Barad can stop bullets with his wind powers. Theoretically both of his female counterparts also can. We have seen how powerful the wind is firsthand, and it is more powerful than that, as it must be incredibly strong to stop bullets in midair. Editor's notes. Scrap that. Sling them both in Powerhouse. Ray Palmer is next up. He can both shrink and grow to incredible sizes. He can also shoot small energy blasts. He is also quite muscular so would be good in hand-to-hand combat. His atom suit also doubles as a space suit. When he comes up against an adversary, he can either shrink to almost disappear, shrink to go inside their body and do a multitude of things, grow to a larger size to match or overpower them, or blast them with his hand beams. Leonard Snart is in the powerful tier as he wields a cold gun. A piece of technology that can shoot out cold, icy beams. With this, of course, he can freeze people, and it also doubles as a close-range weapon to hit people with. On top of this, in a Super Mario Bros. Wii fashion, he can shatter a frozen enemy or object, breaking them into tiny pieces. Next, is Leonard's best friend and partner in crime, McCrory. Similarly to Snart he wields a heat gun. A piece of tech that shoots out a beam of fire. It also doubles as a close-range weapon. Nora Dark, also known as the Fairy Godmother, is in the powerful tier. She can grant any wish of a child, no matter what it is. This is very powerful. The only downside is that the child has to wish for what she wants to do, if she is using it for personal gain. However, without the child and as the daughter of Damien Dark, she can perform magic. She is like a slightly less powerful Constantine yet more powerful than Gary. I have based her tier on this, because the child part of her fairy godmothering is a large disadvantage. Mona Wu is the 7th and final character in the powerful tier. As Wolfie, she can rip through skin and pretty much do things that a wolf, a tiger or a bear can do. Now, up to the powerhouse tier. First off we have Nate. He can turn to steel and that's enough to make him a powerhouse. Then we have Sarah, an incredibly skilled assassin who has died multiple times. She even survived being attacked by a god, the effects of which should have killed her. That's just not enough to put her in the top tier. Thirdly, there's Wally. Kid Flash can do anything that the Flash can do, sometimes even more due to his meditation. For his sheer speed, he earns his spot in powerhouse. Next we have Amaya G-Wei. She can take on the characteristics of different animals through the use of her totem. She doesn't quite become the animal like Mona Wu, but she has a much wider range of animals to pick from and still keeps in control, unlike Mona. The penultimate character in this tier is Firestorm, the merged form of Jefferson Jackson and Martin Stein. He is pretty much McCrory but much more powerful, and has additional powers. The final character in this tier is John Constantine. He is a very powerful master of the dark arts. With enough knowledge and time, he can pull off a large multitude of spells and magic. We haven't seen his full potential yet, and if we did, it might just be enough to push him into the top tier. Now for the final character and the only character in the godlike tier. The top dog. It's Charlie, or Clotho. She is literally a god. She can also shapeshift and with the Loom of Fate, she can alter reality to however she wants. So now for a quick overview. Gary Green and Lita are in weak tier. In average tier we have Carter Hall aka Hawkman and Kendra Saunders aka Hawk Girl. In strong tier we have Astral Oak, Ava Sharpe and Rip Hunter. In powerful tier we have Zari 1 and 2, Berad, Ray Palmer aka The Atom, Leonard Snart aka Captain Cold, McCrory aka Heatwave, Nora Dark aka The Fairy Godmother and Mona Wu aka Wolfie. In powerhouse tier we have Nate Haywood aka Steel, Sarah Lance aka White Canary, Wally West aka Kid Flash, Amaya G-Wei aka Vixen, Jefferson Jackson and Martin Stein aka Firestorm and John Constantine. And last but certainly not least we have Charlie aka Clotho. And that's the end. I hope you enjoyed. If you have any opinions or objections on the list, comment your viewpoints down below. I will have more content like this coming out soon. But until then, goodbye.